Citrus Heights man's facing federal charges in connection with the January 6th Capitol riots. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Kyle Colton was arrested last week in Folsom. Prosecutors say Colton was spotted on CCTV footage taken from within the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. They say he was also identified among a crowd of rioters in the Capitol Rotunda engaged in a physical confrontation with law enforcement. Body-worn camera footage also showed Colton not following orders to leave the Rotunda. Colton's facing multiple charges in this case. Those include obstruction, disorderly conduct in a Capitol building, and demonstrating in a Capitol building.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So new charges have been filed against a January 6th defendant, but they're not related to the Capitol attack. 36-year-old California resident Kyle Colton was indicted this month. He was indicted on February 15th for receipt of child pornography. The court documents say that Colton received images of children, quote, engaged in sexually explicit conduct. This was between July of 2022 and December of 2023. And if he's found guilty, he could spend up to 20 years in prison and owe up to $250,000 in fines. So yet another January 6th MAGA man accused of crimes involving sex with children. I have seriously lost count at this point. You know, they really are attracted to Donald Trump, aren't they? For some reason. Yeah. But please tell me again, please tell me more about so-called pedophile Democrats.
All right, hey, this is Sean McHugh. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Prayer for Our Nation, hosted by Sean McHugh. They wanted to be a very religious event, and Sean McHugh was doing the prayer. And if you look, it even says, J6 Thanksgiving prayer call, put on the armor of God, 4 p.m. EST Thanksgiving Day. Together we make a stand through Jesus. Some pro-J6 accounts on Twitter think his sentencing won't go poorly. Well, if they bring up his past, which involves a crime against a child, I don't see that being the case.
A Trump supporter accused of storming the U.S. Capitol and heckling police officers for protecting pedophiles previously served jail time after being convicted in the statutory rape of a 14-year-old girl, according to court records. Sean McHugh was convicted in 2010 on a state charge of unlawful sex with a minor, according to California court records. McHugh was sentenced to 240 days in jail. The victim was 14 years old, and McHugh was 23 when the crime occurred. McHugh pleaded no contest to the underage sex charge. The victim and her mother signed off to the plea agreement as part of California's victims' rights law.
New tonight, a Mint Hill man first arrested on charges related to the riots at the Capitol on January 6th is back behind bars. He's now accused of making child porn. It's a story we first broke this afternoon on WBTV.com. David Daniel was arrested a second time in September. The FBI says it found pictures of an underage girl partially naked on the cell phone they seized from him during his first arrest. An FBI agent investigating the case said in a court document that Daniel was also being investigated by Mint Hill Police and the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office in Winston-Salem after reports he engaged in sexual activity with two prepubescent girls.